Dude, look at this thing. This is a chef's knife by Element FE. Oh, just a beautiful blade. It is, it's got a 7.5 cutting edge, 8 inches from bolster to point. And the balance on this thing, it just feels perfect. I really like the narrow handle. Just, oh boy, this is a beautiful knife. This thing was hand forged. Just up the, almost set up the road, but just a canoe ride, maybe more than a canoe ride, a boat ride up to the San Juan Islands by a company called Element FE. Hand forged, just a beautiful knife, high carbon steel. And we're gonna be putting a 16-degree edge on this thing here in a minute. Game plan, no Weaver, no belt sander for this guy. We're gonna take it to the Tormek. And before we do, let's see how sharp, actually, let's see how dull this thing is. Oh yeah, my favorite new toy, the Edge On Up PT50A. This thing feels like it's got a little bit of a burr. Maybe there was some countershop sharpening, I don't know. But let's see how dull or how sharp this Element FE blade is. Oh boy. 800. So that's a little bit beyond bent edge. This thing is just super friggin' dull. I just absolutely love that Edge On Up sharpness tester. When customers come in to drop off knives, I have it all set up and ready. And I ask them, I say, which knife do you use the most? And they point at one, and then I test it. And I explain to them what that number represents. That way, when I'm finished and they come to pick up their knives, I'm showing them value, numeric value. You came in at 1,500, you're walking out at 1,000, you know? Utility razor sharp, like what a great way to express to people the sharpness they're receiving. And also a good warning, right? Like terrified people are gonna cut themselves kind of bad. So anyhow, time to get this guy set up so we can start grinding. All right guys, I'm super excited to showcase the Get Sharp knife jig length setter, okay? So in volume sharpening, you're constant, you know, every knife's a little bit different in length, right? Look how tall this one is from here to here. Now, look at this one. So each knife, you have to adjust your universal support bar. But what if I told you, you don't need to adjust the support bar at all? All you need to do is adjust your knife jig. That's what we're about to do right here, right now. So what I like to do is I like to clamp in the center. So in this case, it's gonna be about 3.5 inches from the point, which is right about there. Just nip the edge a little bit, about 2 millimeters in. Give this a little bit of tightness, but enough to where you can move it around too. And then I'll focus on lining my cutting edge and make it square with this. And all I'm doing, I want these 2 points here to be even. And in this case, it's rounded in between. So I'm gonna take the center of it, and that's right there. Next, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna push it as far forward as I can, which is right there. And I'm gonna tighten it. So this way, you can see that that's flush right there in between those 2 markers. and I'm flush on the stop down here by my hand that's to your left. We also applied some liquid rubber, and that prevents metal on metal. It's that easy, guys. All right, just like that, our knife jig is set up. And if I had 30 more knives here, take this one off, attach it to the next knife, square it up just like I showed you, adjust this up or down depending on the width of the blade from the spine to the apex, and boom, go straight to the wheel without changing the universal support bar at all. It really is an absolute game changer when it comes to saving time. Mike will tell you. In fact, Mike, tell him in the comments for me, please. It's huge. And I'm not smart enough to sell these things just because I make it and so does everyone else. This is one of 3 options on the market right now. There's an option by a Canadian company. That one's gonna cost you $200 by the time it gets to the United States. Once you pay, I think they want $160 for their version. Then you gotta, or $140, I'm sorry. They want $140 for their version, then they want $60 for shipping, and then whatever the tariff's gonna be. $200 by the time it gets to your front door. There's another company in Europe. Theirs is, I forget, I think it's like $60. And then you got shipping, and you got the tariff. So $100 landed. Or you can grab this right here, which works just as good as those. I haven't even put a price on this thing yet, to be honest. I'll tell you what, first person to actually buy one of these from Get Sharp, $25. And then we're probably gonna have to raise the price up because there's a bit of labor. I had to cut all these by hand with a friggin' hacksaw. Like, I don't have the tools, but if there's demand for that thing, I'll go buy a bandsaw and we'll get busy real quick. I'm sure most of you sharpeners that have been in the game for a while, you guys already have one of those other 2 options that I'm talking about, or maybe you made your own out of wood. I had the wooden option myself, but I wanted something, you know, sleek and modern looking, something that'll look good on my tool shrine over here. And when it comes to wood, I don't know what it is about wood. Getting things square, forget about it. I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible with wood. So this was my best choice to get everything squared up and looking nice. Definitely it's got room for improvement, but shoot, for $25, come on, saving you guys money. Okay, let's go ahead and get our, I have not yet set my universal support bar to match this distance, so I'm gonna do that right here, right now. I'm gonna do that using my calculator. Okay, my calculator is directing me to achieve, right now I'm going for a 15-degree angle. In order to achieve that, the top of this bar must be 85.2 millimeters. That's all she wrote. I trust my equipment, my calculations, my measurements, but this is not a cheap knife. So I'm gonna do one quick little Sharpie test just to make sure I'm not about to do something stupid. Oh man, perfect. realized I didn't put my safety gloves on, but I will not stop until I've done a full sharpening of grinding of both sides. So if I would have stopped right there, I would have put my gloves on and I would have forgotten which side to do next. But in my case, I always finish a full pass on each side before I do anything else. And 100% of the time, I start on my weak side. And I've trained myself to do that. If you go a couple months back into my videos, you'll hear me talking about needing to find a system. These things are important when precision is what you value most. I'm gonna bring you guys in to get a close-up of this. It's pretty cool. Nice burr developed. It's time to thin that burr out. And what I mean, so guys, I'm gonna try to explain this a little bit better than I have in the past. Imagine this is a giant, what are those things called? Paperclip, okay? Got a steel paperclip. I wanna break it in half with my hand. I bend it, right? Steel's bendable, it's malleable. All that bending and snap. I'm left with this nub here and it's all mangled looking. Well, that whole mangled part, that's plastic steel. That's the way I understand the terminology to work. The term is plastic steel. You don't want to make an apex out of that, okay? All that grinding and all that pressure I just put on this blade with that SG250, guess what? Same thing. There's plastic steel now. It's soft. It's not as hard as it once was. Okay? If I just go and like rip this burr off, I'm gonna have an apex standing on mud. So the game plan, I'm gonna start thinning the burr. Once that burr is thinned, then I'm gonna increase my edge angle, and then I'm gonna create an apex on the nice hard foundation that lives underneath that mud. Okay, here we go. This one set at 15 degrees, the same edge angle I had set up on the SJ250. Gonna measure twice here. Put a little Sharpie on here, just make sure everything looks right. Absolutely perfect. Thin this burr out, and then on the next step, we're gonna attack that. We're gonna get underneath that burr. We're gonna build an apex under the root of the burr. And what's the point of all this? Why go through all this extra effort for a friggin' knife edge? Well, if you wanna build a reputation, if you want your clients to think, boy, when Get Sharp does my edges, I don't need to visit the sharpener as much. They're gonna know, they're gonna notice that your edges last longer. And this isn't a quick kind of money business, guys. This is the long play. We're working for a steady source of income. And the only way you're gonna get it is with a strong reputation. Easiest way to get a strong reputation, Strong edges, strong apex. No pressure on this stage, just the weight of the knife. If you own this Cut Masters jig, ooh, I got a really good secret hack for you to improve this thing. If you got one and you want to know what that is, hit me up in the comments and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, what's next? What's next? Just realized I typically would have ran on that last set, I would have ran the 1200 grit wheel, but I forgot to swap it out. So I'm just gonna do a couple quick honing passes just to bring that, smoothing that edge up. Total of 4. That's all I need. Wheels are the same size, so I don't need to adjust anything. I'm not checking my bevel every 3 seconds because I know I can feel it's perfect. Done this enough times. Save that water. It's got money in it, that anti-corrosion liquid. This is a cheap rock hard felt wheel with 15,000 grit diamond on it. Nice wiping bench here. Took a long time to build. This thing's gonna be friggin' nasty. I already know it. Oh, it's gonna be nasty. I get nervous sometimes because I'm like, this is a really nice family. And here I am like, I'm gonna make this thing into a razor blade. You know? But that's my job. That's what they hired me to do, right? I think a lot of our customers have never had a knife so sharp. Times have changed, you know? So all these knives you buy, like, you know, they're working sharp, which is like, you know, I don't know. This thing's probably 3 times sharper than a brand new knife. I think. We haven't tested it yet. But it's been flawless execution, so I'm pretty sure this thing's friggin' nasty. I'm pretty sure. Skipping that U-line paper. I'm going straight for the cigarette paper. this is what it was. Just cigarette paper cut tests. How sharp is that, guys? Waiting for that guy to jump in the comments and be like, well, I could hear it. And based off the sound quality of that cut, that was this, that, or the. Let's just bust that friggin' gauge out, the edge on up, and let's just see how sharp this thing is. How about we do that? All right, I think I got that camera all set up. Well, there she is, fellas. Beautiful knife. I wish y'all could hold this thing. Oh, I guess I better turn it on. Oh, looked like I touched the wire a little bit by accident there. Start at 0. And then we just press down. Nice and slow. Slower you go, the better your result, the more accurate it is. 145. Man, and if I'm on your end, I'm like, do it again. Let's see you do that twice in a row. Razor sharp. So this knife, so far that first test, sharp as a utility razor, like a box cutter. Utility razors, they're a little bit thicker than a, Gillette razor. Okay, I'm gonna try to move it slightly to a different spot. Go slow. Holy cow. Whew, that gave me chills. I'm loving this thing. Well, I achieved my goal. There's gonna be another family in town cooking with a friggin' razor blade. Oh, I just love sharpening knives. It is so much fun. And this is such a beautiful knife. Shout out to Element FE in the San Juans. You guys rock. This thing is just beautiful. If I buy, yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of these. It just feels so right. Like, this is one, like, it's good in the kitchen for doing what you gotta do, but it's also like, come at me. I'm not losing with this thing. It ain't happening. Wanna give a quick shout out to to Ernest. Welcome to Get Sharp, my friend. Thank you for subscribing. Trying to build the subscriber base up. We need some more. Getting close to the goal. The goal right now for 2025 is 500 by the end of the year. We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. I can feel it in my bones. And yeah, just keep showing up, guys. I'm gonna keep pumping out videos. We're gonna keep improving the sharpening process until we're the best sharpening shop in Seattle. All right, guys, thank you. As always, I'll see you next time. Stay sharp.